Good morning. It is Monday, November 18th. A little after 4 o'clock in the morning. Gonna rinse, wash, repeat like yesterday and go to the gym and try to knock out 90 minutes of cardio before I have to go to work. Not too bad today. I mean, suck factor is pretty low. I'd put it at like a 4 on 10. I didn't get a lot of sleep because got home from New Jersey and then kind of settled in and then had like my last meal before bed. And I think I was like in bed lights out around like 10:30 to get up at 4 o'clock. So it's a little like short on the sleep, but I can usually go like 1 or 2 days with less than like my bare minimum, which is like 6 solid hours. That's like usually where I feel good at, but today's not too bad, and I haven't even had my pre-workout yet, so I'll feel a lot better once I have that in. Gonna go mix the amino acid shake to have while I'm doing the cardio, and yeah, this is day one. So I know I called yesterday day one, but it's more like a day zero because now it's like first full 24 hours. So we'll call in this actual day one. So it's gonna be cardio right now in the morning before work, then after work. Probably gonna hit some chest and then some shoulders. So yeah, that's the game plan for the training for today. Maybe a second round of cardio too in the afternoon. We'll see how we feel, only because I did eat pretty decadently yesterday. My Carla's mother, amazing woman, sweet, always makes me like food from her home country, gives me like different types of Peruvian dishes, and it's like, how can I say no to that? And you know, it's one thing on just like, it's so sweet of her to make it, but definitely doesn't hurt that it's always so delicious too. So had some of that. And then what else did I have? Oh, some like weird smoothie. I got a gripe about this place called Paris Baguette. They list smoothies on their menu. They ain't no smoothies. It's ice and like sugar syrup. I got a mango smoothie thinking it was going to be like a fruit smoothie, and I saw it being made and I was like, oh, that's just a big cup. That's a Slurpee. It's a Slurpee. So that was a little bit of unanticipated calories that came in, but it's all right. If we knock out 90 minutes, it's all going to get burned off and we'll get right back into the burning zone. So, all right, without further ado, it's time to get to it. Thank you. All right, Monday morning, cardio, checked in, 90 minutes, definitely was feeling the couple extra hours less of sleep today. Gassed out at about 60 minutes on the stairs, to the point where I had like that irresistible temptation to want to like start hunching over and like stiff arming to like make the resistance easier. Once you can't take it anymore and you're about to do that, your two options, don't do that, because basically once you do that, the amount of calories you're going to be burning is like nothing when you're kind of just cheating in that way. Your two options to keep the calories burning is either just decelerate like 1 or 2 levels or switch to something easier, which is what I did today. I just figured, looking at the watts that I was putting out, I was going to burn just as much, if not more calories doing incline walking with a much less perceived level of exertion. Basically feels easier, and then putting out the same amount of kind of like calories being burned per hour as I would on the stairs. That's the thing about stairs. I love them, especially for shedding water weight, because I sweat so much doing the stairs that it's really easy to drop weight really quick if I have like a super high sodium day and I'm just like holding a lot of water, which I personally, just my genetics, I need to get a new phone clamp because this thing is loose. Part of my genetics is I hold water really easy. If I eat salt, like a little too much salt, it just like, it shows really easy. And I just feel like it happens to me a little bit to a more extreme degree than most people, where they could eat a little bit, like the same amount of salt, and it not show as much, because we all have different ways in which our body distributes, I guess, like fluids and tissues. So even like when you get leaner, like when you're in a deficit and you're burning fat,
everybody is going to be unique in how their body pulls those energy reserves from different areas of the body. Some people are going to pull a lot of fat first from like the legs and the thighs, which is kind of my situation. Like my legs are just like stripped. They don't really have a lot of fat on them. Probably just because I've been doing like a lot of cardio my whole life. Whereas I really hold it most in my face, and then like most people, the lower midsection. So face and lower midsection is where I really hold it, and it's like the last places that they kind of go from. Like I'll get leaner everywhere, and then once all those areas hit a certain threshold of body fat percentage, then it'll start pulling reserves from like the cheeks and then the lower abdominals, and you start getting that like the bone face, so to speak, when you're like those bodybuilders, they get really lean and their like faces are sucked in. I'm not trying to get like that shredded, like 4%, 5%, because that's just really hard, and I kind of want to like feel good on my wedding day. When you're at 5% or like 4%, those kind of like competition level body fats, you're not feeling good, and I want to feel good. So like I'm pretty sure, like if I was to set like a goal, probably 8 to 10% would be where I want to be for the wedding day, because I imagine that that's a level that, first of all, is not only achievable, but achievable in a way that's going to still make me feel like, have energy levels, feel good, feel like operational, not where like I'm just dragging my butt everywhere. But anyway, back to cardio. If you ever get that temptation, you're doing a cardio machine where you're starting to cheat and you're doing like maneuvers to make the resistance feel easier, you're better off just decelerating. Like decelerate, make it a little bit easier, trust me, and hold the good form. You're gonna burn more calories holding good form at a lower rate than like thinking that you're doing a lot by going faster, but then doing all these like body manipulations to make it the exertion easier. Or switch to something really easy like incline walking. Incline walking was like a game changer for me because it is so easy. Like the level of perceived exertion at 15% incline, 3 miles an hour walking, it is not that bad. You're breathing, but like I would put it, it's like zone 2. It's like zone 2 cardio where like you're feeling it, like you're feeling like you're exerting, but you could still hold like a conversation. If somebody were to talk to you, you could talk back to them. You're breathing heavy, but it's not impossible. Unlike stairs where like the same amount of watts and like this, or maybe watt, like, yeah, I guess like same amount of watts and I guess the same amount of like kind of calories being burned, it feels a lot harder, and I'm like breathing a lot heavier, and so it kind of pushes you more into that zone 3 area, which once you get into there, it's not like the ideal for building muscle. Zone 2 is kind of where you want to be, but I just personally really like pushing hard on cardio, so I'm okay compromising a little bit as long as I'm not like really losing a lot of muscle. In that case, I'd readjust my plan. But even if it just kind of like slows down the rate of muscle being gained, just for the sake that I enjoy pushing really hard on cardio, I feel better that way. Like, I don't know, it's after I finish, I'm like, I feel oxygen. I don't know, it feels like I have like I'm like well perfused everywhere. Like my whole body has oxygen and nutrients, and everything is kind of like flowing at a really good place. So but as whatever, as body weight gets lower and lower and I start getting like a little bit more tired, and I'll kind of adjust and see, because I don't want to, if I notice like my strength dropping off too much, which I have noticed, because this past 4 weeks I dropped a lot. So I started this whole journey at 210 pounds, a little bit milky, like I was a little swollen, so definitely was like at a place where it's like, okay, you're getting a little sloppy, it's time to switch gears here. And so in like a 4-week span, I went from like 210, and then yesterday I weighed in after my cardio at 189. So that's a big drop in 4 weeks. And granted, like the first couple weeks, it was a lot of water weight. It was just a lot of glycogen and water being lost. So that accounts for a big part of why it was such a dramatic drop in weight. But definitely there was fat being burned there too. And it's noticeable now. So like yesterday when I went to go see Carla, and her family, it was like noticeable. Now it's like, oh, you're like losing weight. You could see it in your face, you could see it in like your midsection. So it's definitely getting to the place where it's like you can tell, which is cool. That's, that means we're successfully in the deficit. We're making headway and progress. So we just got to keep up the momentum and not go too far with the cardio. So that I want to get to that level of body fat that I'm kind of comfortable at, then hold it there and try to build muscle, main gain from that point. And then, for the final like 6 to 8 weeks, then go back really heavy into the fat burning to get really lean for St. Lucia. So yeah, that's my morning check-in. Now it's time to get ready for work. Gotta zoom in for a company-wide meeting at 7:30, which I usually am like eating breakfast, and then I get in the car and I'm starting to commute while I'm on that Zoom call before going into the clinic. So yeah, it's time to get the day started. See ya. Okay, just got the evening weight training taken care of, and definitely strength went down a lot. Just comparing it to last week from what I did for the same workout, it's gone down, which is to be expected considering all the cardio that I've been doing. And it's kind of I'm not even upset about it, because it was my goal to just drop a whole bunch of fat really, really quick over the course of like 3-4 weeks, just to get from where I was at down to the level that I kind of like enjoy being at. And I'm just a psychopath that wants to do it like really, really rapidly to get there and then like build up from there. But gauging by how much my strength has depreciated this workout, I think that was a good indicator that it's time to maybe ease up on like the 2.5 hours in the morning, waking up at 3:30 shenanigans that I've been doing, and just maybe doing that like once a week or twice a week, and then doing like a 45 minutes to an hour of like a lighter zone 2 cardio after my weight training in the evening. Also just to optimize sleep a little bit better, because waking up at 3:30, like coming home, and getting into the gym around like 6:30, and then leaving around like 9, and then having to go home, cook dinner. Like, I'm not going to sleep until like 10:30, and then to have to wake up at 3:30. That's not really a sustainable program, like over and over, day after day, to progress in terms of building muscle at all. So yeah, I'll probably do it like once or twice a week, going that, and then maybe not even doing like a whole 2.5 hours. Maybe just scaling that back a little bit, and kind of just holding it there, because honestly, the morning cardio, the thing is that it's almost like a twofold benefit, not just from like an exterior appearance perspective, but also just mentally. I found that doing cardio in the morning, it just like, I don't know, it's like warming up your car engine in the wintertime before getting in and driving it. It just, everything like runs smoother throughout the day. Like my brain's a little sharper. I'm just like, I feel better having that morning cardio in. So I think now it's time to gauge like what's that happy medium of, like, I guess you can call it the bare minimum that I can get away with, that will allow me to have that cognitive mental like benefit and then feel good in my body, is while also not like detracting too much from now trying to pack on some like good lean muscle tissue, and bring that part up, because obviously I do have time. I think it's 168 days as of today to the wedding, and so I don't need to get like sub 10% body fat by like Christmas or anything banana land like that. What was I gonna say? Oh, I'm thinking about restructuring how I like my posting schedule. So like last night was like the first one. I called it day 1 in the video, but I titled it day 0, because it's like, that's like initial day 0. And even in like clinical research with my like a lot of times their like first screening visit or like a pre-screen will be like a V601 or like V0, or like the very first one will be started at 0, and then like the second one will be 1. But what was I gonna say? Oh, so like last night I posted it late at night because I came home, threw the clips onto iMovie and like put them together, and then it took like a freaking forever for it to like save and then upload onto YouTube. It's like a whole hour of it just like saving onto my computer. I don't know, maybe my computer is just dog poop, and so I have to get a new one. I mean, I do have to get a new one. It kind of is shot. Keyboard doesn't work, and it's a whole thing. But thinking about like still like at nighttime editing it, putting the clips together from the day, and then having it like scheduled to post either at like in the morning or like sometime earlier in the afternoon the subsequent day. So like at the time of this, I'll probably post this tonight, and then maybe starting tomorrow, since I won't get up, I'll give myself a rest. So I'm not going to get up early tomorrow and do cardio. I'm already sleep deprived. I need some rest. Notice my strength going down, and my back is a body part that I want to bring up, and tomorrow is the day to train that. Eventually I would love to get some like training clips in. So I'm thinking of like, and that's been out of my mind for a long while, just for like my own personal, like wanting to see like form and critique it and kind of go like that. But then, you know, why not, if it's part of this whole journey thing, having that be part of the videos as opposed to me just like in the car here talking. Like that's kind of, I get it, it's boring. If you're sticking around watching it, thank you, I appreciate you. It's very kind to hang out with me while I'm in the car by myself, talking to myself and you in this camera. Anyway, so I'll probably post this one tonight, put it together, then tomorrow like compile like whatever clips, and then schedule that to post the following day. So then there won't be anything tomorrow, then day 3 will be like the subsequent day, and then kind of go forward like on that regimen. I'm thinking about probably doing it like that, and then hopefully eventually within the next month or so investing in like, not like some crazy camera, but just like, you know, base like factory model, like just kind of camera where I can get a tripod and then like film some sets and some workouts and try to like, you know, maybe share some of that content. And then also can structure like my kitchen area and then like do some cooking videos, or like maybe my work week meal prep, because I'm trying to think of ways that I can provide value, not just like, oh, this is my journey to the wedding body. I mean, I understand that's like kind of like the foundation of what this whole journey thing is about, but trying to like really consider like, oh, who's watching these videos and what might you be interested in seeing. Any feedback would be much appreciated. Obviously, I would love that, just so I can have a good idea of like, if you're coming in and hanging out with me and watching these videos, like what kind of content would you be interested in seeing. That would be really helpful to me. And just to like trying to consider your time watching and being able to provide value to you. I know a lot of us work full time, and so maybe like seeing like Sunday meal prep, because I've kind of like really got that down. I mean, I don't want to say it's perfect, but I have it pretty down to a science where, depending on how complex the meals that I make, I can knock it out on a like Saturday afternoon after I come home from Jersey. If, you know, my Carla goes to work at 6 o'clock, 2-hour drive back, get here around 8, I can sometimes get meal prep done. If it's like a really simple meals, within an hour. If it's a little bit more complex, like this week I tried something new. I did like spaghetti squash with TVP, which is just like, it's defatted soy flour into these like chunks. It's like makes like a ground beef kind of thing. Just because I'm not trying to go like overkill on a whole bunch of meat. I'm personally not convinced that it's really all that healthy to just like pile on meat and have just like piles of that. I'm not going to say that a little bit's not going to kill you. I eat meat, and it's definitely, you know, it helps. It makes getting your protein in a lot easier, but also having some like vegetarian meals that hit your protein needs as well. And TVP is a great way to do that, because it's, you know, has the fat taken out, so it's a little bit lower calorie. It's like pure protein, and so it makes like that kind of ground beef like meat sauce that is really good on a pasta, which I made like the spaghetti squash out of, obviously, because it's just like dramatically lower in calories than like an actual pasta. And even like the legume pastas that are higher in fiber, higher in protein, they still have a lot of calories because they're a higher carb meal. So they have to be a little bit careful with that. Sometimes I take those like legume pastas, and I'll like mix it with like zucchini noodles, so that way it just creates more volume, more bulk to fill up my stomach, so that I'm not like dying of hunger. So yeah, anyway, I'll go inside, upload these to my iCloud, quickly put them together in iMovie, and then have that saved to like the hour that it takes to like save onto my the folder that I have collecting and compiling these videos, and then post it onto YouTube. Then tomorrow I'll compile the videos and then have that scheduled to post the following day, so Wednesday. So once again, thank you for everybody who is tuning in and checking out this journey. I really do hope that as time goes on and I learn like editing videos and improving the quality, honestly, it's like a whole lifestyle improvement journey. It's not just like the physique, it's also like improving my skills at video editing and making better videos. So I'm hoping that at the end of these 5 months, I can look back and say like, holy cow, like the quality of the videos and content that I've made, like that's gone crazy, you know, improved dramatically as well. So for the risk of sounding redundant, thank you again. I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope to see you around in the comments section, and maybe we can have some conversations. Please feel free. I'm not like I like to think I'm a nice guy. I want to have conversations. I love fitness. I'm passionate about it. I'm interested in hearing your feedback and just like talking to people and really expanding my circle and just getting to know people, and either if I've known you in the past and we're kind of just acquaintances, or if you're a complete stranger. So thank you again, and I'll maybe take a picture of what I'm going to make right now for my dinner. I posted today on my Instagram stories like my meal 1, my meal 2, my meal 3, which is my pre-workout. There's nothing fancy. It's just like a protein bar, a protein shake, and a banana. It's not a lot. That's like my meal 3. And then my meal 4 right now, I'm probably going to do 2 turkey breast burgers, like seasoned up so it tastes nice and good. And then I have some like smoked salmon that's been sitting around and I want to use it. So I'm probably just going to throw those on some rice cakes and eat those. So yeah, that's the rest of my evening, and thank you again, and until next time, I'll see you around.